right, welcome to Gen X Rated Tuesday edition. How's it feel to be back, Billy?
It feels good until we actually start reporting on this shit, and then it's like just depressing, but it's got to be done.
Depressing,
So
alarming, mind-blowing. Yeah, several things.
sometimes it just feels like, I don't know, it's almost so overwhelming that it just doesn't even affect you anymore. And we can't have that, I guess. You need to keep the outrage going because this is outrageous. We are living in unprecedented times. There is literally a demented and like literally demented, somebody whose frontal temporal lobe is rapidly deteriorating with the keys to the nuclear switch.
Yeah. And a whole staff of people around him that really are looking for end of times, which
It
is
just can't wait. I mean, Hegseth never looked happier. He must be putting down what, a bottle, 2 bottles of Jack every day?
probably keeps himself sane, I guess.
Jesus. It's just unbelievable. And there's no like clear cut goal. There's no real strategy. And Trump doesn't know what he wants to do. Well, we're going to negotiate. Now we're going to go for it. We want unconditional surrender. He doesn't know. This guy is demented. He has no idea.
Yeah, and I don't think he really cares to. It's really hard for him to keep thoughts on track, and you can see that anytime he speaks. We go back to, what's furthest memories back, whatever you want to talk about, 2020 election, voter fraud, the green new scam, fill in the blank. It's all old, and it's all he's really got. It's kind of pathetic, but the sadder part is he's our leader right now.
He's the leader of the free world, and again, it's overshadowing the Epstein files, which is the whole point of this circus, this bloody fucking circus, highly illegal war. We don't even know what the American casualty account actually is.
Well, two sources today came out through Reuters and said about 150 Americans have been hurt. That doesn't necessarily say the severity of the injuries, but you got to believe that we're not being told a lot. Iran's no Iraq. They're not Afghanistan. They're legit. They've been at this for a long time, and to think that that they can't hurt us is ridiculous. And why you would start swatting at that? I mean, I'm sure you saw the inflated aircraft on the ground. They had inflatable things from China for tanks that we bombed the shit out of. I mean, they were ready for this. This has been saber rattling forever. And now that things look kind of shitty, Trump wants to say, oh, Jared told me they were going to strike. Jared, you mean your son-in-law, the guy that's not in government, or the other guy who's not necessarily, he's an ambassador to Russia, but he basically is working with Russia.
Oh yeah, what's his name?
Wiskowski or some shit.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, the Russians are giving them intelligence. Well, they told him they weren't, so good enough for him.
Good enough for him. Well, Vlad says that he, no, so we're good. But dude, they're playing right into Putin's hands. I mean, taking the sanctions off Russian oil while the Gulf of Hormuz is closed. So you're already seeing prices at the pump going way up.
Yeah. Today, mine was up 60 cents from where it was the last we spoke, which was 10 days ago. California, I think in LA, it's $8.27 a gallon right now.
Jesus.
And they just don't care. So, maybe if in an electric car, which we all laugh at because who would want that? Drill baby drill. It's just stupid. You said about Russia, playing into their hands and stuff. The quiet leadership here is China. And that's the most terrifying part to me because, we're supposed to be the leaders of the free world. But when you're distracted and you're only focused on protecting one person, you're not protecting a nation. You're not protecting U.S. interests abroad. I saw Voice of America. The ruling of all the people that were fired with Carrie Lake was overturned because she's incompetent. But here's a great example. We used to have 27 different languages where we could broadcast our point of view. Maybe we don't want it from the Oval Office at this point, but we were the soft news that we could put out that was about what was really going on with America and around the world. And that's gone. We're not even able to reach the Iranian people. I know Trump said, hey, keep pounding the streets. We're coming. We didn't come.
Yeah, no, we're not coming. It's like the hospital ship that he was sending to Greenland, a country that has free healthcare and good healthcare where people don't go bankrupt. And those hospital ships were never coming.
Yeah.
They were in dry dock, actually. It's almost comical. It really is. It's almost like watching a satire, almost like watching Death of Stalin. You ever
If
see?
it wasn't affecting us all, right? I mean, this is like
Yeah. I mean,
there's
I
there's
don't
no
know
point.
if any screenwriter could make this shit up. It's so fucking corrupt and incompetent and evil all at the same time. And again, it all comes back to the fact that this is just to protect a worldwide web of wealthy pedophiles.
Pedophiles, absolutely correct. I just wanted to list a couple things about Iran today. Yesterday, Trump came out and said we were winding down. Of course, that wasn't a reality. And Hegseth came out today and said it was going to be the most intense day of war yet.
Yeah, they can't even get the messaging right. They can't even
Uh,
get on the same page.
so KK Caroline has to come out. She's going to have a press conference if she's not having it already because of this intense day that we're adding more bombing and probably using phosphorus and anything else that might be illegal, as long as it's to our purpose. They did talk about the draft. Kids used to have to go on their 18th birthday to sign up through the post office. Now they're just registering males and females in general. It's automatic. They talked about a draft, which seemed kind of out of left field. But they fully support it. KK Caroline says, with Trump's wisdom, all options are on the table. Lindsey Graham has completely lost his mind. As on TV talking about he's going to go back to South Carolina and ask people to send their kids to war because
Good luck with that,
more
because
war, please.
that seems like a bridge too far for everybody. And maybe that's where the stopping point is, because I can't imagine anybody, unless you're like so MAGA that you are just drinking the Kool-Aid and asking for more before you hit the fucking floor, sending their kids off to this shit show. Are you fucking kidding?
Well, there
And
are some. Go ahead.
well, and we know somebody who's in the military that was complaining, he's in the Air Force, saying that most of these kids can't even pass the physical.
Yeah.
But to send these people, and the draft age goes up to 26. So you're talking about people that are established in their careers already or getting established, who are working, and you're going to pull them out and send them into a meat grinder for what? What is the objective? Is it regime change? Because that's not happening.
Well, we had a couple congressmen came out today that were in committee talking about they're really concerned that there will be troops on the ground. So
They should be concerned. Have we learned nothing from Afghanistan and Iraq?
we didn't even learn from Vietnam when we had advisors on the ground.
Yeah.
Turned out to be losing 58,000 American troops. It's how quickly we forget. Bones
And countless
didn't go.
Vietnamese that died,
Yeah, good,
you
very good.
know? And the whole thing was based on the body count. Well, any dead Asian, any dead Vietnamese person was considered an enemy kill. That
Sounds
was
like,
inflated. Again, we were lied to.
that sounds like our deportation group.
Yeah.
Get the numbers up. Oh, not a criminal. Oh, actually a citizen. Well, numbers count.
Yeah.
Um, so a couple of the numbers, just money wise, because that pertains to all of the taxpayers. We spent $5 billion worth of munitions in the first 2 days. 5 years worth of Tomahawk inventory was gone in 3 days, and then they have to come back and ask Congress for another 50 billion, which of course they're not going to say no because they support the troops. I don't really see that as necessarily supporting the troops.
No, it's not supporting the troops.
But that's the narrative as always. I'm going to put up this picture when we did have the soldiers come back for the transfer, which is Obama showed up unannounced, was there for the whole time, saluting, I want to say 45 minutes. This pack of guys showed up. Trump's wearing a freaking hat, which is unbelievably disrespectful. Turns out he's looking at his fly, which is open. There were reports that he soiled himself. And again, he just can't stay on task. They had another soldier come back today. Hegseth went alone. Trump can't be bothered. He's spending more time down in Mar-a-Lago than anything. And they're having these news conferences and whatever these things are, these meetings of, I don't even know who was in that room yesterday. That was extremely embarrassing. But he's not even engaged in this war outside of, I golf, I go into this room, close the curtains, make up some shit, talk some bullshit, and go back to the golf course. I mean, it's insane.
It is insane. It's literally insane. And, even if you pump $50 billion tax money that could be well better spent elsewhere,
Sure.
you're not going to replace 5 years inventory of Tomahawk missiles in 3 days.
No, just to finish on the ceremony with the returning dead, Fox News went to the level of showing a different clip where Trump wasn't wearing a hat because everybody knows how disrespectful it was. And you're
Even
absolutely
Fox
right.
News.
Yeah, even Fox News couldn't really hide it. They got called out on it. And it's embarrassing the lack of respect that he has um, for the troops, even though, hey, we love the military. But
And again, this is a guy who back in 2016 called troops suckers and losers, disrespected a Gold Star family who lost a family member, who lost a son in combat. This is that same guy. That leopard never changes his spots.
no, he's true to form. Christy Noem is out, as we know. I mean, look at these guys. It's so cartoonish. Um,
Tough guy, Heggie.
couple of bad boys. And you're looking at Stephen Miller. He's next in the crosshairs. I think the Republicans are sick and tired of his crap, too. I mean, he's pushing these narratives to a demented person that just is very un-American, undemocratic, and really just cruel.
Just a hateful individual. It's hard to believe he's descended from Holocaust survivors. He is a hateful, hateful cretin. And I forget who it was. It was one Republican. Can't remember if it was a senator or a representative, just basically calling him out, saying that he has to go. That he's the one that has Trump's ear. He's the one that's pumping all of the shit into his brain, like you said.
Yeah.
And it's time for him to go. It's well past time for him to go. That guy should have never been there. But
Right.
This is just ridiculous. And I just don't see how much longer that, the American people are going to stand for this.
Well, and it's going to come down to money. He's talking about, oh, you don't hear about affordability and gas prices are down, which we all know are lies, as if money's not that big an issue. And I'm going to put this up. This was the latest from ICE. I know Kristi Noem's gone. I know that Kristi Noem spent $220 million on her ad campaign. It's part of what got her fired was because she said Trump approved it. Of that $220 million, 143 of it million went to the company that was newly created days before, which was her old assistant's husband's business that they just made up. You can see these fancy cars, defend the homeland. On the back in gold, it says Donald J. Trump. And they spent $700,000 to paint these things. They bought 2,500 cars. It cost about $2 million to buy these cars, and nobody wants to drive them. Their whole point is, you're supposed to come in unmarked cars. This seems pretty obvious when ICE is coming and rolling in. And we paid for it. Once again, we paid for it.
Yeah, make these motherfuckers drive these things.
I know, right? They're hiding them in ICE detention centers and stuff because they don't want them out there. All this defend the homeland stuff, it's all cosplay. I want to put up the woman that started this is right here. It's Madison Sheehan. She was the director that decided to purchase this. She did leave her post so she could run for Congress. She's 28 years old. And I wanted to point out, before she got the job with Homeland Security, she worked for the Louisiana Fish and Wildlife Commission. I don't know where that gets into Homeland Security. Clearly overmatched and really spending our money like a drunken sailor. So
seriously, good luck with that congressional campaign.
Yeah. Marjorie Taylor Greene's seat's up today. I think that'll be kind of interesting to see how MAGA reacts, the way she was treated by President Trump. So who knows? But
interesting.
So far, the Republicans are doing very poorly in most special elections, in any election that's going down, right down to school board, because people just don't like the direction.
No, they don't. And I think they get tired of being lied to.
I would agree. I mean, how long can you take that for? Now, I did see a guy on American Airlines flight who got tossed off today. He threw a giant fit rolling around on the ground, saying he had a special test done and he bleeds red, white, and blue. He's got Trump blood. So I think those percentages are getting less than the 22 that they were at. But boy, some of them are just kind of crazy. And this is enough to do it to you. Locally, my gas company was allowed to able to raise their prices 50%.
Yeah.
Something working with the Missouri legislature to not have the will of the people or any pushback, be it through ballot initiatives, et cetera. That will be coming up in a ballot initiative this November while they are still available to do. It wasn't even about, it's not a tariff. It's not about the rates of fuel going up. It was about their projects. It was stuff that should be paid for by shareholders and the company itself. It's not
Yeah. Well, yeah. And, but again, the Missouri legislature is as crooked as it gets.
It is pretty crooked. Because you mentioned that, I will talk. This can happen. There can be consequences. Even in the red state of Missouri, we had this gentleman here, John Deal, during COVID. He's the former Speaker of the House. He was sentenced to 21 months in jail for federal crimes, plus a $50,000 fine. For wire fraud and misusing federal COVID relief funds for personal benefits, country club dues, 3 cars, home mortgage, swimming pool. And it takes a lot to get jail time, even in a supermajority, but it happened. I mean, this is the same guy that was removed as Speaker of the House in 2015 because he was exchanging sexually suggestive text messages with a college student serving as a Capitol intern. Wow. Surprising. Yeah.
Yeah. Who elects these people?
I don't know. It makes you wonder about the vote and how that goes down. Again, they're going to try and push the SAVE Act. I know Trump's trying to change the name of it to, instead of the SAVE Act, he called it, I don't know. He added maybe a "the" at the beginning, maybe something at the end, saying, "Oh, this is totally different," making it about being able to register to vote. This is about voter ID. Where we might have an issue, this bill covers none of that. All it does is, as we've talked about for a month here, disenfranchises about 70 million people. 40 million of them might not have access to birth certificates. 140 million without passports. You're just lessening the pool of who can vote. And that doesn't sound very democratic.
Well, no, and you had Noem come out and say the quiet part out loud. Well, we only want the right people to vote.
Yeah, he doesn't care if you're black, white, yellow, or normal.
Wow.
Wow.
It's just, yeah. Well, I mean, every report that I've seen so far suggests that this thing does not have much of a chance of getting through the Senate, but keep up the pressure.
They don't have enough now to filibuster, that's for sure, to do it.
So keep calling, keep the pressure on, because this affects everybody. I don't care how you're going to vote, but this affects everyone. Every American has the right to a vote.
And a lot of people died for that right.
Yeah, absolutely. And they're dying now.
Yeah, no, very good point. Voter fraud's at about 0.0001%. Really not a thing. Undocumenteds are not coming out to vote.
No, no, they're not. And here's the thing: most of the voter fraud has been on the Republican side.
Yeah, mostly. And then they get pardoned because clown shoes in office type of thing.
Yeah, but that idiot woman in Colorado is still in jail, and they're not letting her out. Both the Democratic and the Republican leadership in Colorado is not letting her out.
I saw recently the governor was thinking about it. I think he's getting a lot of undue pressure. Trump, as you say, said the quiet part out loud. If the SAVE Act goes through, the Dems won't win an election for another 50 years, if not longer. So they're not hiding what the end game is. Trump's also trying to say he'll sign no legislation until the SAVE Act passes. We'll see how that goes. It's just a lot.
Yeah, I mean, this guy is literally bringing down the whole house.
Yeah, all because, as you said, and let's pop it up again, these Epstein files. Here's dismiss. They're finally, and this is a state thing that New Mexico is doing. They're coming out and they're starting to, it should pop up here.
I see it.
Yeah, they're starting to dig and look around. I mean, there was so much craziness that went on at this place. This is the Zorro Ranch, and they're searching it. But this is a state investigation, kind of like up in Minnesota when the state wanted to get involved with the shooting deaths of two protesters, and um, they said no. The feds weren't going to give out any information. This
Mm,
is being led by state investigators. So, to me, I think this will be super helpful because if you can keep the feds out, you got a pretty good chance of actually getting something done.
yeah,
Um,
this is going to be interesting.
they've already removed 47,000 files. This is the Department of Justice coming out to say this. Most of it included Trump in one way, shape, or form. We're still looking for more. I did see that the Iranians today said that they would open the strait if our government releases all the Epstein files.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah,
Hey,
they're not stupid.
no, no, they're not. Yeah, and this is just, I don't even know what to say. I mean, just, even the questions about Epstein, like, how did this guy go from not even having a teaching degree to teaching at a prestigious, private institution, getting a job through William Barr's father, getting fired from that because they found out how incompetent he was, starting work at a prestigious Wall Street firm with no background.
Yeah, Wexler was involved.
Yeah, how and what was in it for Wexler? How did that situation come about? I mean, there's just so many questions around Epstein.
Well, I'm sure with him it came down to young girls, would be my guess.
Hmm.
Um,
Oh yeah, but
children, I should say.
I'm sure there were cameras in every room of that New Mexico ranch. So I'd love to see the video. I don't know if I'd want to see it, but I'd like to see what's on it. I'd like to at least know. I'm sure it's stomach churning.
Yeah. Well, and drip, drip, drip from the European press. I mean, I just yesterday I saw one of the videos, uh, and it's hard to wrap your mind around looking at a 10-year-old that's pregnant and in a cage. Um, I just I had no words. It wasn't something I could watch for more than the split second that I saw it because it's
Oh,
just it's horrific the way they treated these children. And you know, you can say AI all you want. You can talk about the watermarks. This is legit shit that went on. He had enough video, VHS, DVDs. I mean, this went on for decades. And to your point, with cameras in every room, you're not hiding. There is no
yeah,
hiding, and that was the whole point of this.
I know. Let's see Carolyn KKK Carolyn spin this one.
She's getting worse and worse at lying. I think it's pretty difficult. We did finally see the press kind of push back when they talked about the bombing of the girls' school in Iran. There's video of the Tomahawk missile coming down. Um,
Yeah,
we own those. Oh, today I think Trump came out and said the Iranians stole it and bombed themselves. Keep in mind that 40 minutes later, when rescue teams came in, we bombed it again.
yeah, yeah. We did.
So you can't hide that. You can say, you know, war is anything's on the table, but we started this. There was no
We
reason
started this.
for it.
Yeah, this isn't war. This is just it started out as just an attack.
Yes.
For no, again, and we still can't, there's no reason. Well, it was a threat to the homeland. Well, we needed regime change. Well, we needed this. Well, we needed that. And, and the American public seems to be swinging towards the narrative that we're not fighting for Israel.
Well, they're telling us we are. Hegseth said they're accomplishing their goals.
Yeah, the American people don't want to hear that. They are tired of it. And all of a sudden now, um, it's off the table. Before, well, you can't criticize Israel. That's anti-Semitic. Well, that genie is out of the bottle now because people are seeing it that, Israel's been pulling the strings.
The
And
Israelis don't even like the direction this is going,
no, they
guys.
don't. And I feel for the Israeli people because they're stuck in a situation much like we are, where they're ruled by a bunch of right-wing nut jobs, people with a criminal past, Netanyahu and his
Fanatics.
fanatics. They're stuck in the same situation we are. They've protested, they've marched against this. They don't want this.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. They're taking down CCTV all around Tel Aviv and Israel because they don't want to see what's actually happening or be able to share the missiles that are coming in. The Golden Dome, the Iron Dome, uh, is that really something we want to aspire to and spend that kind of money? I mean, it just doesn't work, and it's not going to work against a major power, which is what Iran is. This isn't some rogue nation. It's insane.
Well, again, we've talked about it. They've studied us over the years, over the decades. They know how we go to war. They know exactly, what we do, and they've planned for this. And their plan isn't so much to defeat us; it's just to bleed us,
Yeah.
just to hang around and make this more and more painful, kind of like Vietnam.
Yeah, for sure. Until the will of the people no longer exists.
Yeah, I mean, the North Vietnamese, they had a philosophy. Their strategy was grab them by the belt, meaning close quarters combat, right? So you can't necessarily send in airstrikes. You can't win with artillery. It's up close and personal. We're in your face, and you have to fight us one on one, hand to hand. And that's no way to win. We're not built for that.
And it's on their turf. So in Vietnam, you had the jungles that you went into. They had so many booby traps and
The
tripwire.
jungles, the tunnels.
Awful. And now you're talking about going into a mountainous region as well. That you're just not giving our guys a fair shake by thinking you can just throw in some paratroopers and it's going to take care of everything.
Yeah, how do you even plan on getting there? Do you think you're going to launch a D-Day style invasion? Are you just going to march across the borders? I mean, what are the logistics? What is your plan here? You've got a drunk running the Pentagon who can't wait to see Jesus.
Yeah, I trust you a lot more with us to answer those questions than anybody that's currently in charge, sadly.
Yeah, the answer is don't do it.
At least you're asking the questions. I don't know that they are. I don't think they asked any of these questions before they started bombing. I know Trump was having his party at Mar-a-Lago and then decided to do this, close the curtain in the back, got my apple
yeah,
watch on, Sophie Wiles, and
yeah,
then back to the party.
Yeah, unbelievable. I mean, dude, we're Gen X. We all saw War Games with Matthew Broderick, and at the end of the movie, what was the message? The only way to win is don't play.
Exactly.
How about a game of chess, Professor?
I know. Is it time to start pissing on spark plugs? Because I'm ready.
Yeah, I think so. I think we should all start pissing on spark plugs. I think we've come to that point.
And speaking of pissing on spark plugs, I think there also is some thought about, and I saw Ted Cruz come out today about sleeper cells. So they want to get us all scared at home as well. That, some communications came out. We're still trying to decipher them, kind of like Trump's and Hegseth. They're still trying to investigate who bombed the girls' school. But to that point, it just sounds kind of made up. So in order to have these sleeper cells come alive, we've got this guy that we've talked about 10 months ago, Thomas Fugate.
Oh, yeah, the winner of the John Belushi lookalike contest.
He wishes.
Great.
23-year-old ex-gardener, grocery guy with no experience and no national security background is who's going to protect us because he's the terror prevention guy on domestic soil.
Yeah, he really fills you with confidence, doesn't he? This guy looks like he's on top of things.
Not at all. And I could find better photos of him wearing a funny hat. And he basically got there because he was at Trump's rallies, and Trump really liked the cut of his jib.
That's how Kash Patel got his job, by being a pliable yes man.
Yeah, well, he wrote that book about Lord Savior Trump too. That probably didn't hurt.
So weird. I saw a TikTok the other day, I think it was yesterday actually, from a kid who Kash Patel was the assistant hockey coach at his high school.
Okay.
And he said during Trump's first term, this kid and another one of his teammates were talking about how incompetent and crazy and stupid Trump is. And Kash Patel's like, whoa, fake news, guys, fake news. You're listening to fake news. And their nickname for him was Cash App Patel. Cash App.
That's awesome.
And apparently there was another kid that had gotten kicked off the team. I guess he didn't say what the incident was, but this kid's dad was the head coach. And he said, his dad emailed the kid and said, hey, unfortunately, because of this incident, you can't be on the team anymore. And the kid's like, that's fine. Thanks for all your help. I appreciate it. Oh, and tell Coach Patel to go fuck himself. So I'm guessing it was an incident. Yeah. Kids love him.
I saw some footage of him. He looks like playing. I think it was like an alumni, whatever, or maybe a kids versus coaches game, but looked a little sad out there. Had a couple pratfalls, a little bit of falling down.
Bit of a bender, eh?
A little bit. And I'm sure he's gotten better over time. But the point is, that doesn't put you in the USA men's locker room.
No.
FBI doesn't get you in there either. So it's just kind of weird that he kind of made it about this administration by putting his beak in there. He couldn't have hung out in the other room and then partied with those guys all night long. Nobody would have given a shit. But at that moment, to be in their locker room during their time made it political. I'm sorry.
Well, Bill Guerin invited him in, so
Oh, did you really, Billy?
I believe so. Yeah, and I've already got a bone to pick with USA Hockey. You left Brian Rust off that team.
Agreed. What do you guys
So,
do?
yeah, go fuck yourself, Sullivan. And you can take Guerin with you. And again, these are both guys that contributed to the Pens winning Stanley Cups. But what happened to you guys?
Yeah, they used to be about the music.
Yeah, man.
I need to go back to this real quick. It's the Hegseth spending. Again, we cut Snap. We didn't want people on Snap to drink soda. But there were a few numbers that came out that were fairly disturbing with Hegseth. He spent $98,000 on a Steinway and Sons grand piano for the Air Force Chief of Staff's house. $5.3 million for Apple devices. And then he starts, prior to them going to war, we saw them feeding the troops. Once we saw them eating ribeyes, we saw lobster. He spent $2 million on Alaskan crab, $6.9 million worth of lobster tail. So it was a total of like $7.4 million on luxury items in March, May, June, and October alone. In September, $15.1 million on ribeyes, $124,000 for ice cream machines, and $189,000 on 272 orders of donuts.
Jesus.
But no soda for you.
Do we know where all that food's going to?
Well, I don't know if he's entertaining people. I would assume some of that food went to the troops as a,
I would hope so.
We're getting ready for war type of thing. But no, do these guys do anything other than self-serving? It's hard to believe that they would be doing anything else.
Oh, I know. I mean, you remember during the Iraq War, I mean, soldiers were begging their parents to send them body armor because the shit we were giving them wasn't doing the job, or we didn't have it.
Well, and let's not forget COVID. Our frontline medical workers were wearing plastic bags and making up their own masks. And we even bought some masks that people were knitting themselves and sending out because if you were in a blue state, you weren't going to get anything. And if you were in a red state, you're only going to get something if there's something in it for us.
Yeah.
So that really hasn't changed. But I didn't think he'd be back. And here he is.
Thanks, Elon.
Yeah, really. And they're not even buddies anymore. But Elon's just getting richer. I just wanted to add some weird stuff to this guy who's out of his mind. Trump bought all his staff $145 pairs of black shoes. They match his. Most people didn't want to wear it. I'm sure you've seen the shoe because everybody's showing his giant swollen ankles. But they're fearful not to wear them because they feel like they'll get in some serious trouble. Erica Kirk today was appointed to the Air Force Academy board for some reason. I don't know.
The Air Force Academy is very evangelical and right wing. So
there you go.
Yeah.
Perfect. Let's see. Trump trying to copyright the 250 years by putting Trump 250 years.
Yeah, no, you don't get to do that.
Not likely. They are going to do the Freedom 250 Grand Prix in DC. That's going to cost taxpayers $1 billion more than
Whoa.
And then lately, the last couple of days, we've seen Kai Trump, Donnie Jr.'s daughter, shopping throughout California. Notice she's not in a red state. She's not in the cesspool of Florida, where DeSantis says that he's a fighter pilot. But when the Freedom of Information Act came out, he was actually part of the urinalysis team.
That's pretty fitting.
Little different, but still in the service. She has a bigger Secret Service detail than Biden. Biden has 2 people. Biden flies commercially. This chick's got a squadron of cars and then jokes about how expensive things are and how she's going to go bankrupt.
So funny.
I don't know why we waste the time with her. These stupid distractions I get, I only point it out because we're paying for it. Why am I paying for that?
Yeah, there is no earthly reason we should be paying for that. It's ridiculous.
And as we do that, you're seeing cancer research collapse. The National Cancer Institute hasn't made a single grant this fiscal year, not a one. And then to tack onto that, unemployment for Americans with a 4-year degree is at historic highs. So what are we doing? Gas is going up, not down, though they're saying affordability, gas prices are dropping, food prices are down. None of this is happening. Jobs are being created all over the place. These factories are being built. Meanwhile, I saw a terrifying story today, I believe on the Independent UK, talking about how these businesses, AI is here now. They want you to show up and be happy every day until you're not coming to work anymore. They're using all the data, everything you do, and soon you won't be needed.
Yeah.
Where are people going to work if we're all in on this situation with AI?
I have no idea. There's no plan for this. There's nobody that's, that can actually do anything about it, that's even thinking about it. They don't care.
I mean, you have the top. Go ahead.
They're rushing ahead to build these data centers, which destroy communities. Nobody wants them.
Yeah.
And here's the terrifying thing. I mean, you've seen what's going on between, the name of the company escapes me, but the AI company and the Pentagon, right? Where they actually showed some principle and said, no, we're not going to use our AI product for warfare and, for targeted killings. Apparently now they want to use AI to target anybody. And that means anybody and everyone for a pinpoint killing. How about that?
Yeah. One that does not pass through an actual person's eyes. It's all run through the AI and then done. It's not checked. It's not balanced. It's just, well, this is what it said, and that's what they do. So
yeah. So I mean that genie's out of the bottle. So it's just a matter of, how are we going to figure out how to deal with this and mitigate the tremendous amount of damage that's coming?
Well, it doesn't seem like it's going to be that easy. Normally, you would do this as a slow rollout, and you'd have some guardrails, so you had some pushback if things weren't going necessarily the way that you would hope, type of thing. But I just don't see that with this group. They're just all in, and then we'll play the blame game. Oh, Jared told me to invade Iran. Oh, Christy Noem wanted those videos, not me.
Yeah.
It goes on like that. I mean, it's just the blame game doesn't create answers or solutions. It just absolves one guy, and that's really who they're protecting the most.
Yeah, and maybe you got that idea from The Simpsons where, Bart was the "I didn't do it" kid. I didn't
That's
do
right.
it. Yeah, well, you know what? That act wore thin pretty quick, and he turned into the Wuzzle Wuzzle kid. And he was outplayed by the old man dropping his pants dancers. Remember that one?
Yep.
Yeah.
Or a man hitting the groin with a football, or I split my pants.
Classics.
Not so funny. Not so funny, SpongeBob. Okay.
I split my pants.
Was, now it isn't.
Yeah. Was.
So every day it's something else. We were gone for 10 days. I had a stockpile of stuff, but it's like the flooding the zone again, where it's just, what do you want to point at? All I can really say is we're at a war that the American public didn't want, wasn't
Didn't even see
necessary.
coming.
Yeah. And these were choices made by certain individuals, and it didn't really take into account anybody outside of the one guy who wanted it.
The demented guy.
Yeah.
Literally demented.
Really, really is a problem. I wanted to point out yesterday, Alexander Butterfield died. He was 99 years old. He was the Nixon aide that let Congress know that these recordings were being done. Nixon was doing secret recordings both in the Oval Office and in the cabinet room. It's kind of how he got busted with Watergate, because there were tapes. And since he was recording everybody, because he was such a paranoid individual, Nixon, that is, it was on the tapes as far as Watergate and the break-in and his denials and et cetera. And then there were, obviously, if you know the history of it, there were sections of the tape that were missing. But yeah, they gave him the option to resign as opposed to criminally charging him. They always say it's always best for the country type of thing. I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah,
I
that's
don't-
back when that was actually a thing.
yeah.
When you actually had a Congress that could put aside the, Republican and Democratic differences and do what was best for the country. But Jesus, I
Those were the
mean,
days.
yeah,
So,
this is so much worse than Watergate.
oh, absolutely. Yes. So at least, he had a great run to 99, but he did us a great service by exposing what was actually happening.
Yeah,
So good on Mr. Butterfield, and rest in peace, so to
yeah,
speak.
we need
Uh,
more like him.
I know you're up against it. Yeah, we could use a lot more right now. On time wise, so probably just jump to some sort of happy ending. I'll just say that the Penguins are on a road trip, but Crosby was skating today
Oh,
with
nice.
Malkin. Malkin's still suspended. It doesn't look like Crosby will be playing tonight, but at least he's on the ice with the team and practicing. So good sign. But he
That's
really
a
needs
very
to
good
get
sign.
back.
So yeah, they're going to need him.
How about yourself?
I like what the Steelers did the first day of free agency. I like the trade they made for Pittman. I think that's going to boost the wide receiving core. I like the signing of the corner. You got a legit 1 and 1A with him and Joey Porter Jr. So some pretty solid moves.
I think so too. They did lose a couple guys, but yeah.
But
I feel like
you brought in Dowd, who's a even more capable replacement, I think, than the Gainwell. He's bigger, can run between the tackles, so I think that is a good move.
he got paid less, which is also nice, and it looks like they're going to try and uh, do extensions with the tight end Washington, which would be big, maybe Herbig. So
Yeah,
hopefully they're going in the right direction. Though if they bring that ancient quarterback back, that's a little bit concerning. If fallback is Kirk Cousins,
oh
that's
God,
still concerning.
very concerning.
So, but hey, Kenny Pickett got another job in Carolina for $7.5 million. So, way to
5
go!
teams in 5 years.
Amazing. It's a record.
Yeah, record winner.
Yeah, keep it up, Kenny Pickett. Hail to Pitt. Am I right?
Nailed a pit. Still getting paid, so good on you, Kenny Pickett.
Absolutely. All right. Well, I appreciate you jumping on today. It's been too long, and maybe we'll be able to get together Thursday. But I just wanted to thank you again for coming out today and sharing this wonderful news.
Yeah, no, good to be back. Good job. Yeah, we'll see what fresh hell awaits us on Thursday. Always interesting.
Can't wait. Well, let's hope for better than today, but who's to say?
Yeah, we'll see.
All right. Well, I'll let you go. It doesn't seem like the music wants to load today, but we'll move on till Thursday.
All right, onward and upward.
All right. See you, buddy. Thank you.
Yeah, nice job.
See ya. Bye.